Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, and hello, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. We'll give at least 1 more minute to allow more people to join. But just remember, today is the final webinar of this academy. Congratulations to all of you who've made it this far. It has been 8 exciting weeks. Tough though, but we are glad we've reached this far. So in the comment section, kindly just say where you're from and what career, like what is your major? What did you study in your academics, so that our presenter may be able to give us live examples relating to our field of studies. So just quickly say where you're from, and then we'll be happy to know which field of study you have been taking. So, for those who are just joining, we were giving people at least 1 minute to join in. And in the meantime, you can please tell us where you're from and your area of study to familiarize ourselves with your academics. So we have Michael from Nigeria, and he did medicine and surgery. Miriam is from Lusaka, and Mofolo is a student, medical and surgery student. Daniel is studied education. Miriam, you can tell us what you studied. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. It really helps to give relevant examples to your field. As you are typing in your majors, I'd like to welcome you once again to today's webinar and to appreciate you for making it this far, and just to say kudos to the long journey that you have walked, and we are finally at the tail end of the academy. Miriam is doing environmental research, and she's from Zambia. So once again, I'd like to introduce our able presenter for those who are not present during the last webinar. We have Judith Kajo, who is a seasoned human resource and workplace well-being professional with experience in mediation, counseling, coaching, and strategic human resource management. She's a certified psychological counselor, workplace well-being coach, annexed mediator, and a certified human resource business partner, with additional recognition as a panelist at the Strathmore University Panel of Mediators. Ms. Kajo holds an MBA in Human Resource Management and is currently pursuing a PhD in Business Administration. She's an active member of the Institute of Human Resource Management and the Kenya Institute of Management, which is KIM. With that, I would like to kindly gladly hand over to Ms. Kajo to take us through today's webinar. Just to prepare everyone that today we're going to have a very live session. So we're going to have you all live to ask your questions, and Judith will reply to your questions one-on-one. So prepare your questions, note them down, and we'll have a whole session of question and answer. Without further ado, Judith, please take it away.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Joyce, very much, and Liz and your team at the background, and the whole fraternity of WMI. I'm so happy and so delighted to be here today to join us, and I'm happy that today I have my video on, just as I promised on Tuesday that today I would be on with my video. And I'm so glad to see the participants. Let me see how many we are already. We are 13. I welcome you all on board, and I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your time for joining in the webinar for us to take it up from where we left on Tuesday. And I'm happy that we are going to have this session for the next 1 hour. I made some slides that we want to rush through so that you have a background or a continuation of from where we left last on Tuesday. Then after that, we are going to have a Q&A. I'm going to take about 15 minutes to go through the slides very quickly so that you can get a glimpse of what is expected in a pitch presentation relating to our case study that we had on Tuesday. Allow me to just go to the very, very first slide. And congratulations as you are winding up. I wish you all the very best. Oh, sorry. Good. Just a minute. I missed it. Just a minute.
Are you having challenges moving?
Yeah, I think, no, I don't know. I clicked on something and it went. Let me just try and find it, figure it out quickly. Are you still able to see my screen?
No, I can see you. Please
Oh,
share.
oh, nice. Let me share. What about that?
Yes, it's coming. Ideation. What is more important for successful startup?
Nice. Thank you very much. Team, sorry for that small hiccup. What is an ideation? When you talk about ideation, the other time we were looking at what an idea is. And we have between idea and the execution. What is more important for a successful startup? Is it the idea or execution? I know you may have the answer. Some may be having idea is very key. Some will say that execution is very key. However, the ideation, if you have the idea and you don't execute, then the idea is as good as nothing or as good as where you were at the starting point. When we talk of idea, the idea takes only 5%. Execution takes 95% of that process. So idea and or execution is more important, but you have to have an idea. Oh, today the slides are now moving.
Okay, maybe Liz can assist with sharing from my end. You can stop sharing and then
Yeah.
Liz will take over.
Okay.
Stop
Liz, are you
sharing on
able
your.
to? Let me stop sharing. But Liz, I don't know whether I shared the slides with Liz before.
No,
She doesn't have.
no, no.
She
Yeah.
doesn't have. Yeah, she doesn't have them. Let me just try again. I don't know why the challenge is there today. Let me try it once more. Wow. Wow. I'm not able to. Just give me a few seconds, then I'm going to be done. Just give me a few seconds.
Okay. So as we wait for Judith to sort the technical hitch, I hope you're all prepared for the pitch presentation. And I'm sure you're all aware that the registration for the pitch competition is closed, and we are now compiling a list of the eligible registrants for the pitch competition. Just maybe a reminder. You'll only be allowed to participate in the pitch competition if you have attended 80% of the webinar. If you did not attend live webinar, we have definitely sent you an email. You can go through your email and then respond to those questions as soon as possible so that you may be eligible to participate in the pitch if at all you registered for one. I think, Judith, you're ready?
Are you able to see my slides moving?
Yes, they're
Great.
moving.
Yeah, I've seen where the problem was. Okay, sorry
Okay,
for that, team. Sorry for that. We can just move on. I was talking about idea and execution, and I said 95% is important, which is execution, and you just have to have that idea, the 5%. So how do we pitch? Look at that picture. This person is pitching his idea to these investors, to these potential investors or the fund managers or the people that he wants to be partners with. What is it that we are going to give out as a pitch to them that is going to convince them, that is going to make them on board your idea, and then they'll help you execute. So how to create a pitch presentation, just a business idea that is going to showcase to potential investors or clients and stakeholders. What is the objective of having a pitch presentation? To secure funding partnerships through compelling selling point. It is not about raising money, but it is about getting the next meeting, because it is not just the first day that you pitch that you really need the grant, you really need the funding, you really need the partnership, but you are looking out for the next meeting, the second meeting. Your presentation, your pitch is going to either give you the next meeting or not give you the next meeting. So how do we continue with that? Step one, define your message. Some of us were asking, how do we pitch? Define your message. Just know your audience first. Who am I talking to? Who am I pitching to? Who are these investors? What are they? What is their background? And that is why you need to do a lot of research about the person or the audience that you are meeting, the audience that you are pitching to. So what are their interests? What is the dynamics? The language, use relatable language. Earlier on today, I was doing mediation in a bank. And most of the time, I've been doing this for the last two months. So I quickly pick the language that is relatable, that they can relate with, that they can understand, or we call it their own jargons. So just have a simple and clear language that the person that you are pitching to can understand and they can relate to. So define your goal. What is the objective? Why are you pitching? What is the objective? What is your end goal? What is the execution behind the idea behind the execution that you are pitching the idea to them? Then explain your process, the ideation with compelling visuals. You can have visuals. Then step two, we have talked about step one, defining that message, and then step two is structuring your content. You have to capture their attention. Remember, we are talking about this audience. We have said that you have to know your audience. So what are you going to do? What are you going to start with to grab their attention? Because if you don't really give them, grab their attention, be sure no one is going to listen, because the first few seconds, it's either you make that good impression or first impression that is going to last, that they are going to be with you through the pitch, and also plan for the next meeting. Then introduce yourself and your team members. If you have team members, introduce them with their expertise. This is our accountant, this is our marketer, this is our HR. Introduce your team. This is our IT guy, and then sell the problem. Remember, when we are looking at Mentor 360, what is the problem that you have identified in that society? What is the problem that the challenge that the people in that locality is facing? What are those challenges that they are facing? Then bring it out as a big problem that really needs an intervention, that is urgent, that needs an urgent intervention for them to be helped, or for the problem to be solved. Then sell that problem to them. Sell the solution. We were talking about hybrid solution. How are you going to present the solution? The uniqueness that we were talking about. How different are you? How different are you going to make it that you're going to stand out? Because someone will come with the same idea, but the other person will bring a uniqueness in their solution. How are you going to do that? That we call that value proposition. evidence it. The other day we were saying that show it, showcase it, let it be seen, not just that we are doing this. Prove it that it is something that you can do uniquely. Then as we continue with step 2, where we are still working on the content, the traction, how I prove the momentum that you're going to execute. What is the momentum that you're using in that execution? The market opportunity. Have you done the market research to know that the opportunity that we have, these are the number of people we are going to deal with, these are the projects that we are going to execute, or the projects that we are going to roll out. Have the numbers, just as we said, rely on data. Don't just rely on stories. As you bring the stories, bring out the stories with the data that support that. Then the business model, we talked about that. Just explain how your idea is going to have a bottom line. Bottom line, we are talking about the profits. The other day we were talking about I&I, income and impact. So what is the bottom line? What is the income that you're going to get out of this for sustainability, and also for one to onboard, because these are business people? Are we going to break even? And after breaking even, are we going to start making profits, or the bottom line? The competitive analysis, you can still remember the picture that we had the other time, that visual of that person who was ahead of the rest with that yellowish color. So what is that competitive analysis that you have, the competitive edge that you have over the rest? Your team, introduce your team just as I explained with their expertise. Then financials, outline key financial projections and metrics. We are talking about metrics, numbers don't lie. So whenever you bring out your financials report, just give the metrics. We have been improving from 3% to 4%, or from 1.5% to 6%, within what period? So that period also you need to take care of and give it out for you to inform the potential investors that this is a percentage that we have moved from this 5% to 6% within 24 months or within 60 months. What is the period? Then clearly state what you want from the audience. Ask. Number 3. Then you're going to have slides. Just have slides which you can keep very simple. You can use clear text which are very concise. Visuals you can use, when you have visuals and the graphs, they speak more than the text. Then the consistent theme, maintain consistent color scheme and design elements, less text, more visuals to complement your story. Remember, when you are there pitching, they want to hear of your story. What is the story behind your pitching? What is the story behind your idea? Remember, storytelling captures. So what is it that your idea is bringing to the society? What value is it adding? Give out that story. So more visuals would work. Like you remember the other day, we were looking at that brain that was sweating, because of mental health issues. Then step 4, practice your delivery. Practice makes perfect. You just can't do the slides and then you keep quiet. You have to rehearse, and rehearse. Practice your presentation multiple times to become familiar with them. Because when you practice, then you are well prepared and you get the confidence. Engage your audience. Eye contact is very key. Gestures, questions. You just don't wait for them to ask you questions. You can as well ask questions. So timing, make sure your presentation fits within the time allocated. Like the other day we were talking about 3 minutes. Yes, 3 minutes, you can work within 3 minutes because you have to be organized to just give out the single line that we talked about. We are XX delivering uniquely to YY villages. Okay, delivering to YY villages uniquely by giving ZZ. Things like that. One single line, but it covers like everything. It covers the problem that you have identified. First of all, yourself, introducing yourself. We are XX. What are you doing? We are addressing an issue to YY. How? by ZZ, uniquely doing something that is going to impact on their lives. Then seek feedback. Get feedback from your peers, get feedback from people that can give you constructive, honest feedback. And then product, I've just spoken about the story behind your product, or the story behind your service. What is the uniqueness that you possess that is not found in other competitors? That is the competitive edge we were looking at. What is your versatility plan? What are your anticipated risks? Every time you go into a business or you go into a venture, you go into a prospective idea or entrepreneurship, there must be risks. So what are these anticipated risks and how do you plan to mitigate them? That definitely you will have to wait to hear from the investor asking you, what are the risks of this idea? What are the risks of this venture that you want to get into? What are the risks and how do you plan to mitigate? Let you not think about that when you're asked. So plan ahead of that, ahead of time with that, the anticipated risks and also how to mitigate the risks. Tools for creating a pitch presentation, you can have PowerPoint, standard tool for slides presentation, Keynote, Apple's presentation software, Google Slides, collaborative cloud-based presentation tool. And then Canva, you can do it yourself. Design tools for visually appealing content. More additional tips, storytelling. I told you it captures, it captivates. Tell a compelling story, engaging your audience, be passionate. Yes, the passion, the passion that drives the idea will make that execution go a long way. So show that your idea, you're really passionate about it. Address questions, anticipate potential questions and prepare clear answers. Always put yourself into the investor's shoes when you are expecting questions or when you're preparing for pitching. What do you think? What are the questions? What are the potential or possible questions they are likely to ask? What, like the risk that we have just mentioned, what other questions are they likely to ask? They'll ask you about traction. They'll ask you about what other opportunities of expansion that you have. What is it? What about the competitors? Are you even aware that you have competitors in the same field? And what is it that you're going to do uniquely? You know, those are questions that you need to think of ahead of that session or ahead of that meeting. Be authentic, be real in yourself and in your idea. And just before we go to, before we finish that, on questions, if you don't have an answer, you don't need to crack your head and kill yourself. Just say, give me time, I'm going to get back to you. Don't say, I don't know. No, don't say that. Just say, I understand your question and I request that you give me time, I get back to you within an hour, within a day, or something like that. But don't give wrong information. So be authentic, be real in yourself and in your idea. I have 12 slides here that wraps up a pitch. It is slides of a pitch deck. The introduction, introduce yourself, introduce your team, bring the problem, showcase it or evidence the problem. What are the advantages that are in there or the challenges that are in there? What is the solution that you have? What is the product? Traction, how are you expecting to grow? Then the market, what is the market that you are addressing? Then the competition, what is the competition that is within that niche or within that category of venture or business? What is it, the competition that is there, and what are you doing about that? Business model, which model are you employing into that business that is going to make it be unique? Then investing, how much have you invested or what are the projections? Who are your current partners, if you have any? You have to give out that, and then your contact. That marks the end of the slides. I said I would take only 15 minutes, so I'm sorry if I rushed you because we need to have more time on Q&A. That is it. So we can move to Q&A. I don't know, Joyce, you'll help me because I might not be able to see the charts.
Sure. As we wait for the participants to send in their chats, maybe if you can just take us through what are the do's and don'ts of a pitch, and what is the first thing in our case, in our context, we record 3 minutes of our pitch, and then they'll be played as one. They'll be played running. So if you are a judge, what is the first thing that you look at when you start watching somebody's recording or somebody's speech?
Yeah, thank you very much, Joyce. When I sit as a judge and I'm looking at the pitch of someone presenting, because you've said that they're recorded, the first thing I will look at, what is the topic? What is the topic? Is it captivating? What is it pitching about? All right, here is, how does the person start? I will look at the body language, it brings about your confidence. I will look at how this person, you can gauge whether someone is passionate about an idea or passionate about a story that they are telling. I will look at that. Body language mostly is what I look at. And then how do they bring out the idea that I may relate, that I may really understand as a layman? If, like, for example, Michael is from Nigeria, is doing medicine, and I'm not, he wants to pitch on something in the medical ground field, and I'm a HR practitioner. How does he give out that information? How does he present that information that me as a layman or not in that field can really understand? That is why we talked about relatable language, simple and clear. Are they giving the idea, or giving the idea that they have simply that I can understand and relate, because I'm not in that field, but it is something that anyone, any lay person, anyone from any background can understand? I will look out for that. And what is that problem really that they are pointing out to? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So
And Precious,
can I go about the do's and don'ts? I think I did that last
kindly.
week, but we can still.
Yes, for the interest of those who are not in the webinar.
Oh, yes, yes. Just as Joyce has said, you have 3 minutes to really give this speech. But I also want to give the broader perspective, because this is 3 minutes. But now that in the practical bit, when you have, you want to present a pitch maybe of 10 minutes. So what are the do's and what are the don'ts? We have mentioned, sorry, let me go back here. So just in step one, you define your message. If you don't define your message, if you do not define your message, so the first do that you need to do is to define your message that is going to captivate, a message that someone is going to understand. That is the first do. Define that message and package it in a way that it hits that person, that you have this idea. Someone, for you to be at par with that person, you have to give that information out there with an intention of really defining or giving a message that this is the meaning of my my idea. This is the whole perspective of my idea. Because if I don't get it from your understanding, then I'm not onboarding. I have seen many times investors, the first 1 minute, even half a minute, they say I'm out. But just because of how the person did not really take off. We talk about takeoff. How is the takeoff? Is the takeoff strong? How are you giving this idea? Right, I want to sell this bottle. Why do you want to sell the bottle? Because everyone is selling bottles of water. Why do you want to sell this particular one? Why is it that you want this particular one? You need to give me a different reason for me to onboard it. So how do you define that message? That is one first do that you have to make sure you put in place. The content, don't give too much information. Remember, if you give too much information, you're done. You need to give, don't give too much information, but create a sense of urgency in the investor's mind that they really want to have that second meeting. Don't just give full information that I want to start this because of that. You give every information, you give all the details. Don't give all the details. That is one of the don'ts. Don't give all the details, just give a glimpse of what you want to do, but in totality, not going into the small details, because we are creating a sense of urgency in the investor's mind. Go into investor's mind, just be in that mind for a second and just create some urgency. Right? Then we talked about slides. Let your slides be very brief, to the point. I'll go just to the last, this table here, that the introduction. Let the introduction be very short. Outline the teams, give out the problem, advantages. Those are do's. So when we talk about advantages, what are the advantages of the problem that you are bringing? What is it that is going to bring, what advantage is it going to impact, going to have on the people, the people that they are, you're going to roll this out to, the community, the society? Is it a school setup? What are the advantages of this? So what is the solution? Practical solutions that you're going to employ. Yes. Niraja, are you talking?
Sorry, I didn't realize that I was muted. Um, I had one question, but yeah, you can finish what you were saying, and later on I can ask.
No, you can go ahead and ask.
Oh yeah, so my question was, you will have a business plan, and when you are pitching, obviously you will talk about the mission statement and the goals that are associated with it. So while explaining about business goals to audience and investors, how to sound how to make it more realistic and more aligned with like smart idea of how goals should be a smart goal. So can you just give us a guide and like, if we're explaining about a goal, how should we say so that it looks a smart goal?
Thank you, Niraja. Thank you for that question. You have mentioned about having that business plan and you want to sound realistic and you want to align to SMART goals. Whenever we talk of SMART goals, remember we said that what is your goal? You have to give your goal. So your goal has to be something which is very realistic, something that is very simple, something that is measurable. That is why we are talking about time. You're talking about the traction that you have moved from 5% to 7% within what period of time. When this investor is listening to you, when you're explaining your goal of achieving, I want us to give example of the boreholes that we talked about. For those who are not here, we said, we talked about, we are XX drilling boreholes for YY villages uniquely by ZZ uniquely by providing, I'm just writing it so that we relate with it, by providing free, clean water. So when we talk, when we are facing the investors and you have this as your goal, that my goal is to provide free, clean water to this community. Is it realistic? Is it achievable? So how are you going to do it? Who are you? we are XX, we are drilling boreholes for YY villages, ZZ uniquely. Now, you as a team, you and your team, you have identified a problem in that society or in that community, lack of clean water that they can use for drinking and other things. And you have brought the idea that you want to drill these boreholes. And if you're drilling these boreholes, the villages that you're talking about here, what numbers are you talking about? What is the impact that you're going to create in this community? How many households are you projecting? How many households? And the people who have been doing borehole drilling before, and maybe they failed, what is it that you are bringing uniquely to these people? Or someone just drilled a borehole and they're selling the water, but now you are coming in with a free provision of this commodity. That is the uniqueness that you have. So when you talk of your goals, when we talk of SMART goals, the goals, they have to be simple, that someone can relate, and then measurable. Are we able to measure the number of households this is going to affect or this is going to impact? And then are they achievable? Is it something that you can achieve, and is it even sustainable? You need to have that in mind. Are they real? Is it realistic? You can't say that you want to go and drill a borehole in a place where no one has ever dug any borehole. It is not realistic. But if you have identified a place that you want partnership to go help you drill those boreholes or fund you to drill those boreholes so that that community benefits from that. And the bigger picture is your goal realistic? Is your goal relatable? Is your goal simple that someone can understand? And what is the impact of your goal? Niraja, did I answer your question? Niraja, are you there? Joyce, am I audible?
Niraja, yes, you are. Niraja, is your question answered? Yes, you said yes. Precious, please unmute and ask your question. She has a very interesting question, which
Oh,
is very valid.
yes.
Precious, kindly unmute and just ask your question. Precious, are you there? Okay, so she's asking any tips for managing nerves because she can't handle her own. How can one? It is a valid question.
Oh, thank you. Princess? Is her name Princess?
It's precious.
Precious, all right. Precious. Precious, everyone has a nerve. Everyone has a nerve. Everyone has a nerve. And many times when you practice and practice and practice, a lot of times the nerve goes. And as you get into the point where you want to start the pitching, I don't want to teach mindfulness here, but I know we have psychologists here. Be in the moment whereby you focus on you and not them. It's a bit, it also needs a lot of practice that you focus on you and not them. A lot of times when you have the nerve and in your pitch, you do it in front of your mirror. Just do it in front of your mirror. That confidence will come in. It will just kick in. And the moment you go there, you can have some kind of a small joke, depending on remember, you are looking at your audience. The moment you look at your audience and maybe the students like yourself or your peers, just make some kind of joke, and then that laughter alone will stabilize you. You'll be very stable on the stage. So a lot of times when you just practice, the nerve goes. And when you get into the stage, just focus on you, forget that they are there. Just focus on you, and you can also focus on just one straight point, just one point, and then you'll be recollected. You'll collect yourself and recollect yourself. I hope that will help, but I can still give you other tips in the inbox because of time. I can give you more tips on how to deal with the nerve.
Yes. Another question I have for you is when you're pitching, for instance, if your business has been ongoing for a while and then you want to pitch, is it okay to talk about whether you've had any losses in the previous years? And is it also okay to say how much you're requesting from this funder or this donor?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Joyce. Definitely, we say that you have to be authentic. When you are authentic, you are honest, you are yourself. You can't, because the investor will know, because even that same investor has gone through a loss. Business is you go through losses and profits. But you have to explain at what point, what made you, what lesson did you learn from the loss? Because someone just invests and the money goes down the drain. So what are the lessons? And after the lessons, did you pick yourself up? And what are these steps that you have made or milestones that you have made, basing your activities, basing your how you handle the business after the loss from your lessons? So what are the lessons that you learned? It is good that you disclose the losses that you went through. It is good that you also indicate to that investor that, yes, I went through the loss, but these were my learning points. The learning points were this and that. And out of that, this is what I've done to improve on this. And based on that maybe you made a loss because you did not diversify, or you made a loss because you were just in one unit or one area and you couldn't really, because we talk of economies of scale. If you could be supplying here, there, and there, then you would have made more profits, but you didn't because you had only one point. So the reason why you're coming out to ask for more funding, it's because you really realize that because you did not diversify or you did not have many points of supply. Let's take, for example, you are supplying or you're supplying bottled water in the villages or in dry areas, and maybe you had only one point, that you point A, and this point A, people who would come to buy from point A would walk many miles, or would travel many miles before they get to your point. And if you had more funds, you would have put in at point B and point C and point D for you to have the economies of scale that would help. So if you come out clean and you just come out clearly explaining why you failed and what you have done after failing, that is going to make you move, and also let that investor know that you are owning up, because definitely you would even take his money and you go down the drain again. So you are owning up and you're becoming responsible for your actions. And again, you just tell them that I'm open to new ideas. As you come on board, we can still work at it and have more ideas and new ideas on how to not go back to the failing point. Joyce, whoever asked that question, you can ask them if they feel that they are answered, or if they need more examples.
Yes, it was me, and I feel like I've been answered. And Author Press has raised his hand up, or her hand up. Please kindly unmute and speak. Author Press. Okay, as they're still collecting
And
themselves.
she can write it on the chat if she has a challenge
Yes.
with gadget. Yeah.
So we have a question here again from
Hello.
Precious.
Good evening.
Okay,
Hello.
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for this section. Thank you so much. So please, I want to ask a question on concerning the pitch presentation. Which format exactly are we using? Is it this slide that you're showing us, or the one that WMI sent on the group chats, there's a format to follow for the pitch. So is it this one or the other one?
Joyce, can you answer that? Definitely you have the answer.
Okay. Yes, I do have the answer. Thank you so much, Other Press, for that question. So, Madam Judith is taking us through the do's and don'ts of a pitch and what to equip you with the necessary skills to do your pitch. However, each organization or each investor has their own template or format of that which they require their pitches to use. So, for WMI, you will use the format that was sent to you via email or via inboxes. Yeah, that is the one we'll be using.
Yeah,
I hope
thank
I've
you.
answered you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So there's a question here from Precious. She's
Yeah.
asking, is it acceptable to pitch an income generating idea under the NGO track, especially if the goal is sustainability and reinvestment into community impact? In that case, are we being evaluated as an NGO or as a business? I think this is my question. I can respond to this. Yeah, so I would say a pitch is a pitch, and the best competitor wins. So if you are pitching as a business, um let me see, this is the business that you're talking about, like Madam Judith said. We are drilling, if it's an NGO, we are drilling, we are XXX, building constructing boreholes for YY community and all that. So it should be in line with an NGO track. And if it is a business, it should be in line with a business. Like my business, I'm planning to start rearing 50 chicken. The business will be conducted at maybe Lesotho or something, and then we target to get 50 people that will sell the chicken at this amount. If it's a business, you can see flowing in a business line. If it is it's an NGO, we can see it going the community impact way. So be very specific when you are recording your pitch, so that you do not mix business and NGO or CBO, because for NGO is giving back and for business is income generating. I hope I've answered you, Precious, but Madam Judith, you can chime in if you have any more comments on that.
Yeah, let me just chime in a bit because she needs to get the parts. There are different parts when you are basically CBO. We said on Tuesday that CBOs are voluntary, they are volunteer led, and when you talk of an NGO, you are talking about when, if let's say for example that CBO has graduated into a point whereby it is an NGO. And when you talk about an NGO, it is a structured form of an organization whereby you are even employing people. And to some extent, you will onboard volunteers, but basically you'll have people who are professionals and you'll have salaries to pay. And when you have to be very distinct to get the investor know what line you are in. Is it just purely CBO? Is it an NGO with with a section or a portion whereby you are generating income for sustainability in terms of operations, in terms of giving even the CSR needs funding or needs some kind of resource to conduct the CSR. And if it is purely business, then you have just to bring out that this is an income generating project or income generating organization or business. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. And then Niraja is asking a follow-up question on the initial one. She's asking, in a business pitch, should you also talk about sales projection for a year? Once you since we'll be presenting expenses for a year as well. Did
Are
you
you
get
done?
that?
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you, Niraja, for that follow-up question. When you're pitching, this investor has to know your journey. And knowing your journey also includes how your sales are doing. And let's say, for example, you are seeking funds for expansion. Let's go back to the example that we gave, that you're selling bottled water in some hot area or in some community or in some area. Then you are telling this investor or showcasing, actually you have to evidence it just with the way we say that in a week we can sell 10 crates. In a week we can sell 10 crates, and out of these 10 crates, 2 go outside the locality. So these are the sales that we have, but we have even online orders, or we have people who are ordering from, not from this place, but from point B. So if my sales are 10 because I'm just stationed at point A, if I have another station at point B and point C and point D, which of course is going to let me not go through an extra expense of delivery, or making me know, we are talking about uniqueness. What is the uniqueness in you? The uniqueness in you as an investor, as an entrepreneur, is to let the other person also not feel that the other person, your buyer, or your client or your customer has to see you as, let me just use cheap, quote unquote, that this is affordable. That is the word that I was looking for, affordable. Because when you say, I want to deliver 10 crates to you, but at no fee. Why? Because you have incorporated that maybe in your other expenses or in your other sales. So if the other person feels that you are affordable, then the sales will rise. So when you tell an investor, or you showcase that to an investor, that if I have point A, B, C, and D, then I have more sales, and the client or the customer is not going to incur extra cost, and I'm not going to incur extra cost delivering this to this person. So the sales, you have to give them the sales and also the projections. These are the projections that we are talking about, point B and C, just to have that expansion. So if I'm doing 10 and 2 are going out, that means if I have 3 other points, then 2, 2, 2, then I'm going to do 16 for those which are going outside this point A. But if I had point A, B, C, D fully stocked, then I would be selling more. You have to really give that projection, and also your expenses. We were talking about, you want to have that point so that the expense of delivery is cut out, because you want to stay afloat in the marketplace by being unique, by having that competitive edge. You see, nowadays we deliver, we order online, and some, they say delivery is free up to this amount of goods that you buy. If you buy for 5,000, or when you buy for over 10,000, or you buy for 3,000, the delivery is free. So these are the competitive edge that we are talking about. I hope your question is answered, Niraja.
I hope so too. Anyone else with a question? Yes, Niraja is happy. Her question has been answered.
Thank you.
If we do not have any other question, maybe we can wrap it up. From the presentation slides that were sent this week on Tuesday, the last slide contained Madam Judith's contact information. So if you have any questions, kindly reach out to her directly, and she'll be happy to respond to your question and support you while you prepare your recording for that pitch competition. You can also reach out to us. We are available anytime to support you. If you need sample videos of people who have participated in the pitch before and they took first, second, and third places. We'll be happy to share samples with you so that you can relate to what we are talking about. Niraja is asking, do we get to know who will be the panelists? Okay, that is a technical question. I don't know if we need to tell you in good time or you will know them during the academy, during the pitch. But yeah, that is a technical question. If we need to tell you who they are, we'll definitely reach out to you in the respective WhatsApp groups. So any support you need, please let us know and we'll be happy to give you. We have at least 7 or 10 days to make our videos and recording. As Madam Judith has said, please be specific as possible. Do not give out all the information. Just say what is necessary. Say what is eye-catching, ear-catching. The first statement you speak will enable me as a judge or somebody you're pitching to decide whether I want to listen to you or I'll just stop listening to you.
Yeah.
And remember, I mentioned this last time, we come from different backgrounds and we have our own accents. So there are those ones who speak very fast like me. The listener may not hear everything that you are saying. Try as much as possible to tone down, just not slowly, but just be audible enough for the listener to understand everything that you are saying so that you're not thrown out because we cannot hear what you're saying. Just make sure that you're recording within 3 minutes. Anything above 3 minutes will be thrown out, will be kicked out. And please make sure your background is clear. Make sure your background is quiet. Do not go record your video in the marketplace or somewhere where there's loud music in the background, where there are children playing. Please just make sure that your background is clear and very quiet to enable you to be audible enough and be understood by the judges. Also, when you're recording, I think it's very important to also be mindful of your background and also what you wear. Some clothes may make you look, you not pop out. Something when if it's eye-catching, I'll definitely look at it. And if it's not eye-catching, I will not look at it. So anything white in color, it will shadow your face. And anything black in color, it will make you be dark. So just wear something colorful and not too bright, not too dark for you to make a very good video. And Madam Gigi, as she has mentioned, please rehearse, because we can always tell when somebody is reading, because you may have your paper on your face like this, or maybe
Yeah.
just at the background where you are recording, but you can just capture what you want to say and say it, because this is your business, this is your idea. You know what you have done, so it's easier for you. It's just a PowerPoint, a point for you to remember, but we can tell if you're recording, if you are reading, and it might also be one of the things that might kick you out. So if you want us to support you, we can send you videos of the previous pitch participants so that you can see examples of what we want or what we are looking at, and also guide you on how to make your own video. I've spoken a lot. I would like to give you, Madam Judith, a few minutes to give a vote of thanks before we wind up.
Thank you very much, Joyce. I want to appreciate each and every one of us. And maybe before I give my vote of thanks, Joyce has mentioned that it's not just the 3 minutes of prose talk. No, you talk and pause. Because if you pause for a second, that one will sink. But if it is a prose, you talk, and then the full stop comes at the end of the 3 minutes, you will lose it. So pause in between your presentation, just pause a second or two so that the other person can absorb or internalize what you are saying. Thank you very much for attending, and I'm just here to wish you all the very best. Just as I mentioned, you can still reach out to me. These slides, Joyce, I'm sending out these slides to Success right away so that you can share this with them as well, so that they have what we have discussed today. I want to appreciate each and every scholar, and I'm wishing you all the very best. You are the best, and you are all winners as we head out for the competition. Number 1, 2, 3 already will come out from the group that is here. And the rest of you, even if you're number 4 and others, you're still a winner. And we are here to encourage you to just give it your best shot. When you give it your best shot, just think of something that is so unique and give it your best shot. And I assure you, you are going to excel. I wish you all the very best, and I am here to. I hope Joyce, just like last time, I'll have an opportunity to have a look at what they're doing, so that we can appreciate the effort together. I wish you well, and I pray that next session, that is the competition, will find you safe and sound, and you'll give it your very best shot. Thank you so much, and I want to appreciate Joyce and your team, and extend this appreciation to your technical team that is working behind all this to make it a success. And I appreciate your invitation once more. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Judith. You'll definitely receive an invitation, a
Thank
Zoom
you.
invite to attend the live webinar on the 18th. And
Thank
just to encourage people, I'm so sure most of us have ever posted on TikTok, they've ever posted on whatever it is, social media platforms, just the same way that you're doing your TikTok videos, the same way you're going to do your pitch, the same way you have a ring light, the same way you have everything, that is the same way you're going to do a very good video and then send it to us. And then don't die alone. You can record in bits and then merge them together. You can edit them to make it one video, a very nice, short and nice video, quality video. With that, I'd like to wrap up. And as Judith had said, we want to wish every one of you who have registered for the pitch competition. We want to wish you all the best, and you're looking forward to seeing your videos, and you're very looking forward to listening to your projects and the impact you want to make in your community, and also looking forward to see who wins. Without much further ado, thank you so much, everyone, for participating in the academy. This is a wrap. It's not really a wrap, but it's a wrap with the webinars. So we only have one webinar, one session remaining for the pitch competition on 18th. So this week and next week we are doing preparing for videos, and then if you have any questions, you can reach out to Madam Judith directly, and she'll help you prepare your videos and prepare your pitches. And then on the 18th, we'll send a link to the webinar where you are all allowed to join. Anyone who has ever participated, whether you have registered for the pitch or not, it will be amazing for you to attend, so that you can cheer up your fellow scholars and listen to the projects and what activities they are doing to change the impact in their community, and you will learn in the process, and also have an opportunity to enjoy what other people are doing. And with that, I also like to thank the technical team, Liz Josiah, Elizabeth Murimi, and Success for standing in and being on the steering wheel to ensure that the academy rolls on to the right direction. With that, I'd like to call it a wrap, and have a good evening, everyone, and see you all very soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.